Hello students. For today the topic DC machine, and we start in the last class. It is DC generator, DC motor, and if you want to understand in more detail about DC generator types and the characteristics, before that you have to watch my previous video about basic construction and operation of DC machines, that is DC motor and DC generator, already upload in the YouTube. And now for the DC generator, for today we are going to see what are the types of DC generator and what is the characteristics of DC generator. Then we are going to see little more DC motor, a real practical structure of the machine and what are the main parts there. This is the information we are going to see for the today lecture. Okay, so the DC generator, or we can say dynamo, it is another name. Okay, so dynamo is nothing, and when you are in school days, okay, or now also you can see in the bicycle, okay, they have some of the bicycle in the front, they have the light, the lamp need the electricity. Okay, so what they are doing, they connect small DC generators, a dynamo, they connect in backside wheel of the bicycle, that it touch that wheel. When you ride the bicycle, so what happened, this one is rotating, means it is your mechanical energy you are giving, so the generator is rotate when you apply the pressure on the wheel. So the electricity generated, that dynamo cable is connected to the front, the lamp of the bicycle, so the lamp get the electricity, so the lamp is on. Okay, so this is simple logic. When we are in small kids and many country, they are using bicycle with the light, they travel even though it's evening and night time. Okay, so that is the good example for the dynamo and how it is working. And the DC generator is classified based on the field coil excitation. The two type, one is a DC separately excited generator, another one is self-excited generator. So excitation means for inducing. Okay, so external supply is needed for give the excitation for the separately excited generators. And self-excited generator, the field coils are driven from the generator output, so we don't want any external power supply for excitation purpose for the self-excited generator. Self means we don't want any extra or additional DC power supply. Okay, and the next slide is a field coil excitation, or they show you here shunt wound generator. So we can classify for self-excited generator in series and shunt and compound. Okay, so what is series type of generator? Means we have the field coil and we have the armature. If these two are connected in series, means it is the series type of generator. Okay, but in the figure shows is a shunt. Okay, just move this series field coil connected here in series connection, then the type of the machine is a series type. And the second one is shunt. This actually shown here. Okay, so what they do, shunt means parallel. So we have the armature, we have the field, these two are parallel. Okay, shunt type. The next one is compound. Compound means is mixing. We have the two coil, one coil is connected in parallel, another coil connected in series. So if the two coils are connected in the circuit, so this type of machine is called as a compound machine. So we have series, shunt and compound machines. So the given figure is only for showing shunt wound generator. So you can see here series the coils are connected in parallel with the armature winding. Okay. Next one, DC generator characteristics. Here also they show you shunt wound generator characteristics. So we have three figure, and the figure A is a speed versus voltage characteristics. Figure B is a current voltage characteristics, and figure C is an approximate equivalent circuit. So approximate equivalent circuit is one voltage source with the series resistance like DC power supply. Practical. Then what is these two characteristics? One is for speed versus voltage. So they take it y-axis voltage and they take it speed in x-axis. When you increase the voltage, when you increase the speed of the machine, then you get the voltage proportionally increasing for shunt wound generator. You can get the more voltage when you increase the speed of the machine. Second one, and what is the IV relationship? There is a current and voltage characteristics. For this one, you can see the voltage in y-axis and the current in x-axis, and the ideal condition it is constant, but practically it is slightly decreasing. Why? Because of the drop of the voltage across the resistor connected with the source. So this is IV relationship characteristics of DC shunt wound generator and speed voltage characteristics of shunt wound generator. Okay, the next one, three different type of characteristics they show you for steady state performance of the DC generator. One is open circuit characteristics, and second one load, the last one external characteristics. Open circuit characteristics means what? It is generated voltage versus field current at the speed is constant. But what about the next one is the load characteristics? Okay, so terminal voltages versus field current at the constant armature current and speed. So here two parameters is constant. One is for armature current, another one is for speed. The last one, external characteristics, the terminal voltages versus load current at constant speed. So these three characteristics each DC generator have under the steady state performance. Okay, the next one we are going to see the open circuits and we say load characteristics. So the right side is given the equivalent circuit of the DC generator and is separately excited because they connect separate power supply to the field excitation, and this is the armature side, another power supply there. And then the terminal voltage of the DC generator, okay, so we write V equal how much EMF generated and minus the drop armature resistance. Here armature resistance, it's come IA armature current, I multiply R is a voltage drop according to the Ohm's law, V equal IR. So that drop we have to subtract from the original EMF, that amount remaining we can get it in the output side. Okay, so the characteristics is shown for this graph is both open and load characteristics. Okay, so we have here field current and terminal voltages, and the first one it is open, and when you apply the load there's a drop also they can show you. Okay, this is one type of characteristics of the DC generator. The second one is external characteristics, and the external characteristics, the voltage, EMF in y-axis and load current in IL. It can be seen from the external characteristics that the terminal voltage falls, reduce. Ideal condition this is dot, but when practical condition it is reduced slightly and the load current increases. When load current increases, what happened? The terminal voltages are decreasing for practical cases. And the very important word for voltage regulation of the DC generator. So what is voltage regulation in DC generator? Is defined as the percentage change in terminal voltage when full load is removed. So we connect this generator to the full load, immediately we remove. So that what condition, this is open circuit. So the percentage difference in terminal voltage when full load is removed, so that from the external characteristics. So we have EA, just remove the load, full load, then we get the voltage in the end. That difference and the ratio of the terminal voltage multiply 100, that is called percentage of voltage regulation. So what they mean, they measure at full load and they measure at no load, they make a difference of voltages and multiply with the 100, they find the voltage regulation of the DC generator. This is the formula is given. This the problems 1, 2, 3, 4 is given, okay, by using we can solve by using the EMF equation and terminal voltage equation, okay. And when I have the tutorial class, then I teach you how to solve tutorial session I am planning for DC machine. Only I am going to discuss the problems. That time I discuss these problems, okay. Now we first to understand the concept, so just I skip the problems and now I move to the DC motor. The DC motor are everywhere. It's mostly used in our house. Almost every mechanical movement that you see around you has in DC direct current motor. So, and DC motor is a machine that convert electrical energy into the mechanical energy by supplying a DC power, voltage and current. Okay. So an advantage of DC motor is that it is easy to control that speed in the wide diversion. So we can easily adjust the speed of the machine, and the one photograph is given is very small motor. Okay, so the people they are using for nowadays for small project with the microcontroller and the Arduino controller, and they write the program to adjust the speed of the DC motor. Okay, and the next one, internal structure cut V of the DC motor. So this is a real motor. If you go to the some shop for a repair shop or in your home, if any motor is not working, you can open the cover, you can see the cut weave. In the cut weave, so what are the components are there that we can see here: brush, spring, coil, and the shaft, and everything we can see from here. And this is the second one is for stator with the poles visible. So these are the coils, stator. This is the cover, and they make it the coil winding inside. Okay, when you go to the some repairing shop, they make coil winding. For example, in your house, the motor is not working and the coil is burned, okay, due to the short circuit, then your father, your family member, they said go and make repair and make a new coil, okay. And that time you can see in the shop, they open your motor and they can show you the coil how they wound inside the machine. So this is a very interesting picture, and for the cut view of the DC machine, and you can very clearly understand what are the parts are there, and major parts are there, and the structure and the color of the winding, and all those things we can get from this view. Also, this is also the rotor side. They show you, okay, so coil, rotor side, coil, iron core, and commutator that we see before, and they show you here in the bottom small figure. This is actually really the carbon brush with the spring. So it is connected to the commutator, okay, when the machine is rotating, because it's a flexible type, it's also rotate with the spring type, and the generated EMF is generate inside and transfer inside also through the carbon brushes only. So this is the part, the real carbon brush picture is given for student, they understand. And the next one is the construction of DC machine. So this is north pole and south pole is a magnets, okay. So inner side is rotor, outer side is stator, and this inner is rotating part, the outer is static part, and they connect the brushes, and armature coil they connect in the rotor, and the stator non-moving coil they connected in the north and south pole. So this is simple structure of the DC machine. Major part is rotor, its rotating part is armature, and stator is a stationary part, is a field coil, okay. So this is the field winding. So the field winding they classify series field winding and shunt field winding also. So series field winding has some special characteristics, okay. So why they give the name series field winding? Because it's connected in series with the armature. So it is relatively only few winding turns, very large wire. Wire is large thickness but very few windings, and found in large horsepower machine, horsepower, very high power machine. They are using series field winding type. And the next one, similarly, shunt field winding is opposite. Is small wire, number of turns are more, higher resistance compared to the series field winding, and it limit the current. If high resistance means what? Is limit the current through the field. So it is connected in always parallel, or we can say shunt field winding. Okay, so series field winding and shunt field winding. Okay, so this is the structure for compound machine. Compound, I told you. So we have both winding, series and shunt. So if you see the structure here, they mention here shunt, and this is series field winding. So this is the name for compound winding. Okay, so it work and show both the characteristics, series type and compound shunt type, but very few applications, special application there people are using for compound field winding because it's need more maintenance. So this is the overview of the winding of the DC machine. Okay, so a winding we can say armature side and field side. And field side we classify many: self-excited and separately excited. And self-excited we can say series, shunt, and compound type. So this is the machine winding overview. And now I close my lecture, and we will see next class in different topic. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can write it in the description, and in my student you can write it as usual through my email and through WhatsApp. I reply as soon as possible. Thank you very much.